everyone. I'm going to be reading a book today, and it's about Ramadan, which is happening right now. Ramadan started on April 23rd this year, and I believe it ends on May 23rd, and it's a month-long period of time. The book that we're going to read is kind of an introduction to Ramadan and Eid al-Fatr. I hope I'm saying that right. And a couple objectives I want to talk about first. I'm just going to make myself a little bit smaller here. The title of the book is Rashad's Ramadan and Eid al-Fatr. Our objective is we're going to learn about the significance, meaning what Ramadan and Eid al-Fatr are about, and the traditions that surround them. So this book is going to tell us a little bit about how what happens during this time period, during this month. Key words or vocabulary you need to know: Ramadan, Eid al-Fatr, fasting, Allah, Islam, Quran, mosque, and Muslim. So these are key words that we're going to learn about if you don't know already in this read-along. And while we're reading this, I want you to think about, does your family participate in a yearly religious tradition? So this is a yearly tradition for the Muslim community. And I'm just wondering if you participate in Ramadan, or if there is another tradition that you and your family might celebrate, or that is significant to you, that might be a religious tradition. And then question, think about this. After we read the book, I would like you to reply with a sentence that describes what Ramadan means. So what the word Ramadan means, which we will learn from this book. Okay? All right, so keep those things in mind as we're reading. I'm going to shrink my screen a little bit here to make sure that we can see the book. But I will go ahead and begin. So this is Rashad's Ramadan and Eid al-Fatr by Lisa Bouillard and illustrated by Holly Conger. Okay. So our table of contents, which tells us what is in the book. It's got 3 chapters. Where's the moon? Chapter 2 is thinking about Allah. Chapter 3 is thinking about other people. And chapter 4 is a big celebration. Okay. All right. Chapter 1, where's the moon? I look at the night sky, then finally, I see it first. It's the Ramadan moon. Ramadan is the 9th month in the calendar used for Muslim holidays. Muslims are people who follow a religion called Islam. Ramadan is the most important month for Muslims. When it is near, they watch the night sky and they look for the new crescent moon. So in this book, you can see, they see the Ramadan moon, which is the new crescent moon. And crescent means like it's a little wedge of the moon. All right. That moon means Ramadan starts tomorrow. So like I said, in this case, it started on April 23rd. My family celebrates Ramadan because we're Muslim. The calendar for Muslim holidays follows the moon. That means Ramadan starts on a different day every year. Ramadan can happen during any season. We believe in God, whom we call Allah. Dad says Ramadan is a time to get closer to Allah. Chapter 2, thinking about Allah. We get up really early for breakfast during Ramadan. Mom and Dad fast after the sun comes up. That means they don't drink or eat anything. Muslims believe that Allah wants them to fast for the month of Ramadan. Grown-ups fast between sunrise and sunset. So that's when the sun rises in the morning and sets in the afternoon. People who are sick do not have to fast. Kids do not have to fast, but some do practice. Some children go without eating for part of each day. Some kids fast on certain days of the month. And in this book it says, today I'll be fasting too. It sure is a long time until the sun sets. Then we can eat again. On some nights, we go to the mosque. That's where we pray and hear people read from the special book. A man named Muhammad is very important to Islam. Muhammad lived about 1,400 years ago. Muslims believe that he was given messages from Allah, and remember, Allah means God for Muslim. Muhammad began receiving these messages during the month of Ramadan. The messages became the Muslim holy book, the Quran. So that was one of our vocabulary words, the Quran, which is the Muslim holy book. I look for the moon on those nights too. When it is fat and full, we're halfway through Ramadan. So you can see the moon is full now, and it's not just a crescent anymore. So that means that the Muslim holiday is halfway over. Thinking about other people, we all try hard to be good this month. My sister and I don't even fight. We also give money and food to people who don't have enough. Caring for the poor is important to Muslims. That is one of the reasons that they fast. Fasting helps them understand how people feel when they go hungry. I've been watching the moon every night. Tonight, I look extra hard. There, it's the new crescent moon again. Ramadan is over. Tomorrow, we'll celebrate Eid al-Fitr. Muslim families do many things to get ready for Eid al-Fitr. They clean and decorate their homes, they make special treats, and they get ready for a big feast. And the feast will end their time of fasting. Chapter 4, a big celebration. Early in the morning, I put on new clothes and shoes. We go to a big park with many other people, and we pray together. Many Muslims cover certain parts of their bodies in public. They dress this way to show respect to Allah. Okay? One thing that's different, I'll finish reading in just a moment, for a lot of Muslims this year is because of the coronavirus and because social gatherings are limited, the traditional gatherings for praying each day in a mosque or with other people in a park, as they say here together, can't happen because we have to keep a safe distance apart from one another. So this year, Ramadan for many Muslims is looks a little bit different. So that's something to keep in mind for the Muslim community as well. Dad says Muslims around the world have fun and feast for Eid. Sometimes there are carnivals and rides and games. We visit friends and family. People give me candy, presents, and money. Many Muslims take a day off of school or work for Eid. In some places, the celebration lasts for 3 whole days. It's a fun time, but importantly, it's also a time for giving thanks to Allah. And remember, the word Allah means God for Muslims. I've decided I'm going to watch the moon all year. I know it will grow bigger and smaller many times, but finally it will be that special night again, and it will be time for another Ramadan moon. Okay. There's an activity if you want to read this. Make a moon can. You can read that. And then glossary. So we're just going to talk about some of our vocabulary words that we went over. Allah is the word for God in Arabic language. It is the name for God in the religion of Islam and other religions in which Arabic is spoken. Celebrating is when we do something to show how special or important a day is. Crescent, we talked about that. That's the small shape of the moon, the sliver. Eid al-Fitr, a celebration after Ramadan is over. So that's what happens when the fasting is over. And fasting is to not eat or drink something for a period of time. So for some people, it's like that participate in Ramadan, it's the sun rise to sunset. You don't eat during that time. Some people might do it for shorter or longer periods. It depends on how you feel about that. Holy is something that is special because it's connected to God or religion. Islam is the Arabic word that means to obey God. It's also the name of the religion of Muslims. The Quran we talked about, the holy book of Islam. Mosque is a place where Muslims worship. It is also called a masjid. Muhammad is the man who received the messages from God, which the words became the Quran. Muslims are a people who follow the religion of Islam, and Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. It's a time for fasting and being close to God. And then our last vocabulary word is religion, which is a set of beliefs in God or gods. So this book teaches us about, I'm going to go to the table of contents actually, teaches us about our Muslim friends, and I know that we have Muslims that go to Lake Hills and celebrate and participate in Ramadan. I remember last year when I was teaching second grade, I had some students that were fasting during the year, and we were very respectful of their culture and traditions. So this book was just a little introduction to talk about Ramadan and what it's all about. And our table of contents gives a little overview of that. On our next lesson, I'm going to read a book about one student. I believe her name was Lila. One student's experience during Ramadan and how she deals with it at school. So that'll be on our next read aloud. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember your vocabulary and our objective. We learned about Ramadan and Eid al-Fatr. Learned some vocabulary. I asked you to think about if your family celebrates or participates in a yearly religious tradition. And then our question. We've read the book now, so I want you to write a sentence describing what Ramadan means. So we learned a lot from this book. If you need, you can watch the video again. But right below in the Teams page, I would like you to leave a little message. You can leave a sentence or two that describes what you learned or what Ramadan means that we learned from the book. All right, thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed that read aloud. I've got one more coming this week for you as well. All right, bye.